We have already seen flights from people with special flying equipment similar to the Iron Man Marvel character, for example jetpack, hoverboard or electric BMW powered wingsuit. But now we have something completely new. This Australian copter pack is an electric backpack helicopter with a self-levelling autopilot. The lightweight airframe is constructed from carbon fibre honeycomb and with amazing gyroscopic software. It is possibly the safest modern device in this category. The first flight took place just a few days ago. Wow! We love to show you how aviation is developing and giving more opportunities to all aviation geeks. Let's begin the latest Air Sports News episode. I'm your host, REGAN TETLOW. To the skies. After a year off, the Coupe du Monde Gordon Bennett is back. As we informed you last week, it will start from Turin in Poland. And in each Air Sports News episodes, we're having a new section called the Gordon Bennett Updates. But before that, we proudly present an official trailer video of this legendary event. We have two very fresh paragliding world records ready to be announced. First one in the speed category, second in distance. 38.8 kilometers an hour over a 50-kilometer triangle is the new FEI European and world record claim by Primož Sousa. This Slovenian pilot said that the most tricky part of his flight was the finishing in the start-finish altitude limit of 1,000 meters. The first time his final glide was basically to the ground and he finished the task at about 100 meters above ground. The second time, Primož started at 1,710 meters and finished at 1,340. However, the flight was a bit slower because of this limit. Anyway, the record is a record. The second achievement comes from Texas, USA, where Sebastian Queiroz broke the paragliding world record on the 20th of June with the first 600-kilometer flight on a paraglider ever flown. His track log shows 613 kilometers and his Vario screen 610 kilometers. The actual distance and the record are still to be ratified. Sebastian tow-launched his Ozone Enzo and flew south to north for nearly 11 hours. Congratulations to both of you guys. And another stunning record, this time by a glider pilot, was set in Leszno, Poland, just a few days before the start of the Antidote Leszno. Take a look.
Now, Guinness's criteria are quite strict. There can be no pause of more than 1 second between separate rolls, and the whole event has to be witnessed by an observer on the ground.
Guy Westgate, aerobatic pilot from the Aerosparks display team, multiple champion of England in aerobatics, turned 200 times around the longitudinal axis of his glider, performing the popular rolls one after another without any breaks. And he did it behind the towing airplane. Oh man, that must have been a real headache for the pilot, don't you think? From a career in the city to competitive formation skydiving, then managing one of the biggest canopy flight schools around, then from competition canopy piloting to now speed skydiving and demo jumps with the Highlight team. Please welcome Maxine Tate. You've been many places, you've been doing a big adventure. That's your plan now, that's what you're doing, you're traveling a little bit?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, up until, let's see, the beginning of 2019, I had a very full-time job. I was the chief operating officer of Flight One, which is now a pretty large company, I guess, of educators, canopy school. They've got about 40 instructors now, and I was basically like running the operations of the company and also all the finances and what have you. And that was a very, very full-time job, which I loved and was very passionate about. But after doing it for almost 10 years, I decided to do a little bit of reframing of how I wanted to spend the rest of my time in the sport, and decided that I really wanted to take more time to go and explore the things that meant a lot to me. So I decided to move away from my corporate life, and that was actually a 30-year career for me, and be a full-time skydiver. And when I say full-time skydiving, I'm not actually full-time all year round working. I've basically tried to create a more intentional life for myself, I guess, where I work a lot during the summertime and during the season, and then come the winter months, I only take a few gigs, but I really am trying to explore what I like to do with my life and some of the things that are more personal to me. So it's that life balance that I'm trying to achieve, and it's been really nice so far. I spent the first year traveling around with my trailer. I plotted all the places I wanted to go to in the States, because it really is a beautiful country. And then I picked up all the drop zones along the way and booked some courses on the way, and just had this extraordinary summer of traveling around back in the days, pre-COVID, of course, where we could do that.
And you can catch the whole interview with Maxine on the Air Sports Promotion YouTube channel. Aero Club Adele Orsi Acco is inviting sailplane Grand Prix fans to visit the magical place in Italy and to cheer the best pilots on the planet. Let's listen to Margherita Acquadermi.
Hello everybody, from Varese, Aero Club Adele Orsi. I'm proud to announce as a president, Margherita Acquaderni, that the 10th series of the qualifying Grand Prix is here once again. Last year was cancelled due to the COVID-19, but this year we are proud. We are again on grid, and we are expecting a wonderful race with 6 nations competing.
Red Bull X Alps 2021, the most challenging paragliding competition on Earth, is on the way. And at the front, at the beginning of the third day, race leader Chingril Maria from Switzerland has hiked through the cool morning before starting to head uphill just before 7 a.m. His plan was to get himself into position on a southeast facing hillside, ready for the first thermals of the day. As the sun rises in the east, it heats these slopes for the first thermals and are generated right there. Behind him, athletes started to slowly take to the air. Simon Orberana from Austria had an early morning glide, as did Nick Nyans from New Zealand at the back. Red Bull is releasing fresh video reports from each day, and you can also watch the pilot tracks live on redbullxalps.com. The first crew-capable eVTOL racing aircraft has flown, and its developers say things will move quickly from here towards the organised race series. The Alunda Aeronautics EXA Mark III took off from an undisclosed location in the deserts of southern Australia with reps from the Civil Aviation Safety Authority. The EXA was flown autonomously, but there's room for a pilot and passenger, and the ultimate plan is for crewed races on a high-tech circuit. For now, however, the drones will be flown remotely, and the first races are planned for later this year. A new 9-way diamond canopy formation was performed just a few days ago by the members of the CF demo team of Qatar during their training in Skydive City in Zephyr Hills in Florida. The team is extensively practicing various formations in preparation for this year's National Day celebration in Doha, and you can follow this amazing team at Qatar Airsports Instagram to see more spectacular shows from the Qatar skydiving team. So I wouldn't be myself without showing you some great skydiving content in our program, so get ready for a wingsuit soar alongside scenic mountains through the eyes of GoPro athlete Jeb Corliss. Montbron-Lorgas is a beautiful region in France just a few kilometers south of Toulouse. FPV drone pilot VFlow released this unique footage showing his skills on the high-speed drone. Take a look at this. Okay, so it's time for our brand new section. It is the Gordon Bennett updates. Our first guests are a great gas ballooning team from the USA. They acquired their balloon system from longtime America's Challenge competitor Phil Bryant, who now has retired from gas ballooning competition. So the balloon may be familiar to longtime race watchers. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Brenda Cowishaw and Brian Duncan. So this is it, the Gordon Bennett's happening. How are you feeling?
We're very excited. We're very excited. This will be our first Gordon Bennett.
What flying have you done together, Brenda, you and Brian?
Oh, we've done a lot of flying together, going way back many moons ago. But yeah, let's see, we started 4 years ago flying in Germany, getting training from Willie, and I guess we did that for 3 solid years until last year when the coronavirus hit.
Well, Brian, it's the first time that we spoke together. What's happening right now with preparations? Is it every day? Is it work every day or every other day? Tell me a bit, give me an idea how you work.
It's some preparation. It's mostly about the gear. So we're getting the gear together. We're going through things that will ship to Europe, won't ship to Europe. You know, getting costs for freight. It's a lot of administrative duties right now. Yeah.
And Brenda, what about personal travel? You know, with the COVID and the vaccines, and how is it fixed? How are you? Is there preparations for that? How is the admin on that side?
Well, right now, we're just keeping an eye on what the government websites are telling us as far as travel is concerned. You know, the last time we checked in Germany, they still had restrictions, even if you're vaccinated. So we're keeping an eye on it. We still haven't actually bought our tickets yet to fly over there, but we're hopeful that we'll be able to do so soon.
My second special guest comes from a ballooning, flying and skydiving family, and he says that the fascination of gas ballooning to him is the peacefulness of the participation in the Gordon Bennett. He wrote that it means to him spending some special time with his father. He's got a new team now, and it is Christian Wagner from Team Austria. How's it going for you, the preparations for this year? Are you all set?
Yes, actually, till now, not much going on. Just trying with COVID and with the business, trying to get everything sorted. But but more or less everything is ready. I'm trying to be always ready. So I guess shouldn't be an issue.
Are you flying with your father?
No, since 2 years, I'm flying with a good friend, Nikolaus Binder.
Yes.
And so he's my co-pilot.
Excellent. How did you get started in gas ballooning? It's obviously in the family. How did it start for you?
Basically my background is of course in aviation, and mainly in skydiving, but my father and my mother were balloonists, like from like the mid 80s. Yeah, I got involved in it. So because you're always on the weekends, you're in the chase car and you're around it. And especially in the gas ballooning, I became interested after several years of being a hot air balloon pilot. And then a friend, actually, the Stefan Langthaler, the guy who is now our head of chase crew, he's a rally driver, and he wanted to go. He's very excited about driving with the car and chasing balloons, or like generally whatever has something to do with having a mission in a car. He's all up to it, and he came up to the idea with to me and my father. It's like, hey, you guys should compete in the Gordon Bennett, and I'm gonna be your chase crew.
From the 18th to the 20th of June 1937, the prototype of the Tupolev AN-T-25 aircraft with pilots Valery Chekalov and George Betukov departed from Moscow airport in Russia and flew north towards the pole, and then beyond that south towards San Francisco in California. This unique aircraft travelled 9,130 kilometres in 63 hours and 16 minutes. And also on the 18th of June, but in 1983, Space Shuttle Challenger lifted off from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida on mission STS-7. This was Challenger's second flight, and it carried a 5-person crew, the largest aboard a single spacecraft up to that time. Aboard was mission specialist Sally Christian Ride, America's first woman to fly in space. She operated the shuttle remote manipulator system, a robotic arm, to deploy and retrieve satellites. On the 19th of June 1947, Colonel Albert Boyd set the FEI world record for speed over a 3-kilometre course with an average speed of 1,003 kilometres an hour. This was not just a class record, but an absolute world record of that time. Right now, the record aircraft, the Lockheed XP-80, is in the collection of the National Museum of the United States Air Force at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, Ohio. On the 21st of June 1972, test pilot Jean Boulay set an FEI absolute world record for helicopters by flying the first Aerospatiale Lema to an altitude of 40,820 feet. The takeoff was an airport in Istrie City, northwest of Marseille in France. He also set 2 class and subclass world records. The records remain current to this day. That's it for today, guys. You have all the necessary information to contact us right now on the screen. I can't wait to see you back here again next week. But before that, I want to leave you with some amazing stunt footage from Red Bull, where air race pilot Martin Sonka is racing with a Formula 1 car. So stay safe, guys, and remember to keep your eyes on the skies.
We got the mountains in the background, Martin is in the air, and we're ready for the first shot.